Welcome back to the Tom and Joe Show. We are going to cover a question this evening. So the question comes from one of our viewers, Mike. Mike said he had some nice things to say. He said, "I like your videos. Your videos, thanks, Mike. You may want to consider posting your blooper video clips." Mike, newsflash. It's all blooper, man. In order to have blooper, there needs to be good content, and you cut the bloopers away.
Exactly.
There's nothing to cut away here. But he says, anyway, Joe, you mentioned having your own entrepreneurship commandments. What are those? And we do. In fact, we have what we call the principles of entrepreneurship. We have 14 commandments or principles.
But, you know, weren't there 10 commandments for like everything? For like the laws of the world? How do?
Yes.
So like it took 14 to do what we do?
Yes, of course it does.
Okay, let's head them then.
I've never thought of that. Yes, there were 10 for all of humanity.
It covers everything.
But we need 14.
It basically covers every situation.
We need 14 because we aren't smart enough to do it in 10.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 14. We're only going to cover one, and it's one of our favorites. And it's called You Make Your Own Sandwich.
I love this one.
I know you do.
Because I get to talk about my grandpa. So all four of my grandparents were immigrants from Italy. And my grandpa Harry loved to tell jokes, loved to laugh, and they weren't usually very good. But here's one. This is like one of his favorites. So two guys are at a construction site. There's Tony and Louie. And they open up their sandwich at lunchtime. And Tony opens it up. He's got this beautiful meatball sandwich, and it smells delicious, right? And Louie opens his. He goes, "Oh, peanut butter and jelly. I hate peanut butter and jelly." Next day, they sit down for lunch again. Tony opens up his sandwich. It's this beautiful sausage and peppers with the grease dripping out on a big hoagie. Oh. And Louie opens his. He goes, "Oh, peanut butter and jelly." This goes on day after day. So finally Tony says, "Louie, why don't you tell your wife? Make you something else." And Louie says, "I'm making my own sandwich." Grandpa thought
So you make your own sandwich is actually at the center of a lot of what Tom and I have worked on together.
It really is.
Yeah. You know that. So I want for all of you who are out there watching this and you're entrepreneurs, and you need to remember back to the moment when you said, "I want to be my own boss. I want to own my own destiny. I want freedom." And then when you're in the office and you can't stand the people that you work with or the office that you go to,
guess who hired him?
Yes, it was you.
Yeah. Like, guess who gets to create the culture that you work in? How people treat each other. Everything you're making that sandwich every single day.
Well, and a really good way to be able to test this. There's a very good litmus test for this, and that is ask your spouse how much you whine.
Right. Which
our spouses both have heard a lot of whining over the years, and so we're preaching to ourselves. But if you ask your spouse or your significant other how much you whine, and they say it's incessantly, then you know that you need to start making your own sandwich.
And to quit the whining and fix it.
That's right. That's it.